Tension flared in Bakori town, the headquarters of Bakori Local Government Area in Katsina State, as angry protesters took to the streets Saturday evening, blocking the Bakori-Katsina road and burning tires. Their demand is for an immediate and decisive action to restore peace in their communities plagued by relentless bandit attacks. The report.
Angry protesters from several villages in Bakori and Bakori local government areas, among them Kandarawa, Guga, Jagaba, Doma A and B, and Ruwangodia, stormed Bakori town after fleeing deadly bandit attack that forced them to abandon their homes. The protesters, including women, children, and the elderly, blocked the major road and demanded stronger government intervention in fights against insecurity, particularly to enable them return to their farmlands during the peak of the rainy season. Eyewitnesses says the protesters arrived only with what they could carry, having lost their homes, crops, livestock to the rising waves of the attacks. Many now face the risk of a humanitarian crisis with no shelter, food, or farm access. Some of the protesters who request anonymity due to fear said they feel abandoned and powerless as bandits continue to overrun their communities, even during farming season, their main source of livelihood.
We have been crying for government intervention. Our husbands and children are being killed, our crops destroyed, and all our domestic animals taken by bandits. All we want is peace, but the government is not listening. We are tired, vulnerable, and appealing to the Katsina State government to rescue us from the terrorists.
Effort by the community leaders and concerned stakeholders in Bakori helped calm tension and clear the roads for motorists. However, protesters insist that while security presence exists in some hotspots, the operations remain outnumbered and outgunned by the bitter armed bandits. The residents acknowledge the ongoing effort of Governor Diko Rada to curb insecurity despite mounting pressures, but they are demanding a more robust and coordinated approach to ensure their safety to protect their farmlands. Bakori and Bakori, both in southern Katsina, are major agricultural zones but have been under siege for more than 2 decades from killings, kidnappings, and cattle rustling, all tied to escalating banditry crisis. Though authorities have yet to issue an official response to Saturday's protests in Bakori, experts warn that worsening insecurity may further deepen food scarcity if farmers remain displaced.
Now joining us via phone call is Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi to give us an update on the incident. Good evening, Abdullahi, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
So, how critical is insecurity in the area of this protest?
Well, like you have seen, these people were from communities in Bakori and Bakori Local Government. And they were dislodged by bandits in their various communities and decided to run to Bakori, where they intend to take refuge. But unfortunately, like many of them have been saying, they were denied access to government buildings like markets, primary schools for them to take refuge. And they were complaining that security personnel were also chaining them out of the town, denying them access to public and private buildings. The insecurity in those communities is escalating, like you have seen. Even the state government, in a statement released by the Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs this evening, acknowledged the insecurity, the escalating insecurity in the two local governments of Sabwa, Faskari, Bakori, Sabwa, and Kankara. So this is the situation. I've also seen a woman this evening when I visited Bakori, who was coming from Guga, complaining that 3 of her children got missing 3 days ago. And on arrival at Bakori, she was told that the 3 children got drawn and their lifeless bodies were found inside a stream very close to Bakori town. So people are terrified, and of course, they have a lot of cells.
That is quite sad. But what has been the government's response to the protests?
Well, government response to the protests and other social media reports suggesting that the government is relenting on its efforts to fight insecurity is that when the Dikorada administration came into power in 2023, about 24 local governments were battling and engulfed in the insecurity situation. But today, like the statement suggests, about a couple of local governments have been fully stabilized. Local governments like Jibia, Batari, Damusa, Katsina, Batagarawa, Charanchi, Bindawa, Ingawa, Kafuro, Danja, and Posada has been fully stabilized. And they also said some local governments have gotten a significant improvement in the areas of insecurity, despite some packets of attacks here and there. These local governments include Malumfashi, Kurfi, Damusa, Rada Dusima, Kankia, Musawa, Bakori, Funtua, Sabwa, and Dandimi. And they said areas that are still experiencing these pockets of attacks with government intervention in tackling the situation are Faskari, Ankara, Stafana, and Matazu. But despite all these challenges, the government remain committed, according to the statement, to restore peace and order across Katsina State.
All right. So is this a one-off activity, or are there concerns in communities staging more demonstrations going forward?
Well, there are serious concerns because, like, you know, it is rainy season across the northern part of this country. And with the crops and other vegetation covers, these woodlands take advantage of this vegetation cover to launch attacks on remote communities. And, you know, even if the security operatives want to respond to these emergency calls, they must get prepared. And, of course, there must be an intelligence, whatever local intelligence report before they set out for any response to calls like that. So there are serious concerns. People have been dispossessed of their valuables and other belongings. People are being killed on a daily basis. And of course, their animals are being rustled. In fact, many of them are left with nothing. Those that came to Bakori were only able to carry few belongings they can carry to Bakori town. The rest have been left at the mercy of the hoodlums in their local communities.
Thank you so much, Abdullahi Yamadi, for joining us and giving us that update.